Imagine that your dreams were unattainable, and no matter how hard you worked, the odds were always against you. Imagine being lied to and being given a false sense of comfort by people who don't care to see you succeed. Now stop imagining these horrid things because you don't have to. They're already occurring in the lives of immigrants around the world, with the belief that the American dream is just a fantasy. Because of the misconceptions and stigmas about immigrants threatening the U.S. as a chief position of manifest destiny, the hopes of immigrants are being overlooked, and this is harming the American economy. Americans are acting as an obstacle in the path for immigrant success, and this is reflected through the broken immigration policy that demands reform immediately. Even though immigrants are accused of lacking potential, the White House blog researched how immigrants have started 25% of public U.S. companies, including Google, eBay, Yahoo, Sun Microsystems, and Intel. Without the expertise of immigrants, global communication wouldn't be at the caliber it is today. Immigrants like Einstein have unique mindsets that spark innovation to occur in the so-called land of opportunity. Ignoring these benefits puts a damper on human success through the promotion of stagnant thought. Immigrants are also believed to steal jobs, but as history has shown, from the Irish building the canals to the Chinese building the railroads, immigrants perform manual labor that Americans are unwilling to do, giving native-born citizens more opportunity to work intellectually compelling jobs. Barbara Ehrenreich and Arlie Rutcher Hochschild, writers of Global Woman, Nannies, Maids, and Sex Workers in the Foreign Economy, have proved that foreign nannies and other women that immigrate to the U.S. have helped defeat the stereotype of women being homemakers. The nannies do the dirty work that females are expected to do, including housekeeping and domestic care jobs, allowing for women to pursue careers that are equal in terms of salary and intellect to their husband's job. The American immigration policy needs to be much more welcoming. It currently restricts certain ethnic groups from migrating into the U.S. because of racial stereotypes. How unconstitutional and un-American. For instance, the immigration policy contains extreme amounts of racism for Muslim immigrants to enter the U.S. because of stereotypes that have arisen from terrorist attacks such as 9/11. Stephen Camarota, research director of the Center for Immigration Studies, believes the primary threat from a group like ISIS to the homeland is through our immigration system. They're going to park a car in a public place and go on shooting sprees. Americans have been brainwashed with this horrid mindset. It's understandable that fear has been developed because of past instances, and more extensive background examinations can be taken, but the American melting pot idea is withering away with the racism against certain ethnic groups. Obama has also used a weak immigration policy and manipulated it in a way to deport over 2 million immigrants. What's unfair about this is that there's a double standard for the punishment of crime for immigrants compared to native-born citizens. The Huffington Post researched that when you're born as an immigrant compared to a native-born citizen, you're punished differently for murder. That's not fair because an American should be punished the same way as an immigrant would. The crime that you commit is the same, and the country that you're born in doesn't determine the goodness of your heart. Deportation has shattered family relationships and makes future generations of lost children and immigrants unwilling to migrate to America with their diligent work habits and exotic ideas. Immigrants are walking on thin ice, but Americans are shattering the ice beneath their feet. The American immigration policy has even corrupted the genuine intent to help people, and it mocks the American image of being a land of opportunity. There are too many limitations on the amount of financial assistance and basic care offered to immigrants. Immigrants have to even fight for their driver's license. The National Immigration Law Center found that in 1996, the federal welfare and immigration laws introduced created an unprecedented era of restrictionism. What Americans are failing to realize is that immigrants coming from poverty are the ones with the motivation to achieve the American dream. Foreigners are trying their best to assimilate into the capitalistic economy of America, but they need some assistance from the world powers. The United States needs to stop denying the opportunity for immigrants to make valuable contributions to America. By not providing immigrants with financial aid, they are set for failure before they even become a part of the American economy. Now imagine a place where from sea to shining sea there's opportunity, and success is always around the corner if you just put the work in. Isn't this how America is portrayed in the storybooks? The benefits that immigrants provide are slipping through the country's fingertips. America has gotten where it has today because of the diligence of immigrants, and the nation's power will only heighten if immigrants are supported in the country. The government and the people have the choice of reviving the storybook image with the American dream, or going back to the one where dreams are non-existent and they're thrown in the trash can. The government needs to revive the American dream for immigrants through addressing the immigration policy and to make it more welcoming and flexible.